this is the agenda for today. We will first have a short intro of approval status and what it is. And then we will do the walkthrough in Business Central and look at approval status there, and also some of the settings in ExFlow Setup. And then we will look at some settings on the PowerPoint as well in the end. And we will also look into how, for example, if someone writes a comment, okay, where can you see it, and so on. And then in the end, we will do the question and answers as well. So first, short introduction. You create your documents in the import journal, and when you create them, then they will go into approval status. So this is the place where you have all the documents that the users approve, basically. And in approval status, there you check on what changes have been done. You can see status of the document. For example, if someone has rejected the document, who is the current approver? You can see if someone has forwarded the document and so on. And then you can also make some changes to the documents there as well. So that's approval status. Let's go into Business Central. Okay, so this is my start page in Business Central. It might look a little different for you guys. A quick tip, like on the top part here, you can bookmark. So if you have some pages that you are visiting very often, then you can go ahead and bookmark those pages and have them there. So let's enter the approval status. And let's start from the top. So to start off, when you need to post a document, there is 3 ways that you can do it. So first of all, the document status needs to be ready to be posted. And if it is that, then you can, for example, if let's say I want to post only the document here, then I can push F9 and that document will be posted if the status is correct. You can also click on the dots, select more, and select some documents that you want to be posted, and then click F9, and then you will post only those documents. And then we have the post batch documents. So if you want all of the documents in approval status that has the correct status to be posted, then if you click there, all those documents will be posted. When we had the info session last week, we discussed a function in the import journal where you could stop documents from being created or posted. So now when we're here in approval status, if you have set the block from being posted, you take that away by going to the card. And on the card, you have something called ExFlow block document. And here you can see that it says posting. So you take this away. Now you cannot see the scroll down menu here because of a bug in the Microsoft webinar, but there's a scroll down menu where you can choose it to be blank or creation or posting. So if you want to take away the block, you just choose the blank one and then you go out of this. Also, if you work in the approval status and you want a document to be blocked, you can also add the block here. So you can not only do it like in the import journal, you can also do it here. And most of you guys have probably a job set up in the background for like daily reminders that the approvers should have documents to approve. Here you can send out extra reminders. So here you have the button send reminders. So you can either go to the ExFlow users and send to a specific person from there, or you can here select again, you select more, multiple documents, and then if you click on send reminder, you will send out reminders for the documents that you have marked. So all of the approvers that have the status active, that it's their turn to approve something, they will receive an email when you do this. And then you can also, if you don't choose anything and you only click send reminder, then you send to everyone that has a line to approve, for example. So let's say that someone has 3 documents that they need to approve, then we will only send 1 email and we have collected all the documents in that email. So they won't receive 3 emails if they have 3 documents to approve, for example. And then we have the PDF viewer here as well, as we had in the report journal. So if you click here, you open it in a new tab, and then you can open it in a new window if you want to work with 2 windows. And if you change the line and change to another document, then the picture of the PDF viewer will also change. It will take a few seconds, but it will change eventually. And then you have something here called filter on approver. If you click here, you get this. So maybe you want to see one approvers or approver group, the amount of invoices that they have currently. So then you can choose that here. You can also see not processed invoices or all. So you can filter that fast there. Under actions up here and functions, we have batch update posting dates. So this can be used if you, for some reason, need to move one document from a month to another. And then under posting here, we have preview posting. And this is not like an ExFlow function. This is actually a BC function. So in the standard BC, you can do this. So it's also added here so that you can use it easily. Under related, and then approval status, if you have an ExFlow contract that's connected to one of the invoices here or documents here, if you click here, you go directly to that contract. So you don't have to go back and forth. We also have the audit log, and you need to activate this. And what it does is that if you have activated it, you can follow a document from the start until now. And all the changes that's done to the document, you can see them, you can see who made them and when, and so on. You also have some files related stuff, and then you have here approvers reports that you can use. Also out here, the function filter, very good to use. You can see, like, if you want to search for a vendor, maybe you want to search for a due date, maybe you want to see all the documents that you have a comment on approval line, for example. So this one is very handy. And then down here on document lines, first of all, let's go to that document. Here, you can see you can add columns here, like to see if it has a new line, comment on approval line, and then you can see what status the lines have, and then the current approver, for example. Up here, you can also add some columns. So you can add, for example, if you want a column to see all the comments on approval lines, you can do that. You can add rejected lines exist, for example, as well. Let's go back here and click on approval. So if you're here, you can click on propose new approvers. And what that one does is it will fetch information based on the coding on the line. So if there's something that has changed on the line and that you don't have all settings for it to be automatically updated, then here, if you click here, you can update the approvers if it has some other better suggestions based on the coding on the line. And if, for example, you then want to add those new approvers to all lines on that document, you click on copy to all lines. You can also restart route. You can complete the line here. And then if you click on page, let's see here. You have the invoice and the line. So if you click next, you can see that it's changing. So here you can also work with the approvers fast and easy. And it goes to the next invoice if the lines ends, and then do all of the lines, and then it jumps to the next invoice when the lines ends. So you can complete here as well. You can restart the route. You can use the copy to all lines here as well. Also, you have the deferral schedule here. So you can go directly to it here. You don't have to go into the card to see it. So that's a little more efficient. And then you also have show budget. And if you have activated budget control, then you can see that here. If you would click on restart route here, you get two options. If you click restart line and then OK, then it's the line you're on that will restart. If you would click on restart all lines, you will restart all the lines to the original first approver. Down here on the document lines, you also have restart route. If you click there, you have some more options. So for example, here, restart from marked approver. So here I'm marked on Cecilia. If I click then restart from marked approver, it will restart from her. Maybe she's the second person in the process, then it will restart from her, not the first one, for example. If you click on restart from marked approver for all lines, if Cecilia has other lines on that document, then it will restart from her on the other lines as well. So that's a good function to have there. If we go to ExFlow setup, I want to show you guys two settings under escalation here. The first two parts here, I will speak about those in the PowerPoint. So let's just look at the ones out here. You can tick this box if you want to highlight rejected or and overdue documents. And what happens if you tick it and you have a rejected document? The line in approval status will turn red. If you have an overdue document, then it will also turn red. And here you set what number of days before to highlight. So here it says -5, meaning it will be 5 days before it's the due date of the document. If you set a 0, then it's on the day, the due date. And you might have noticed it already, but this is how it looks. So it's this red. Let's go back to ExFlow setup and then go down to background processing. So here we have 4 functions that you can use. The automatically create documents, it's connected to the import, so we will not look at that today. We will just look at the 3 first ones. So for example, the verify with job queue and verify and post with job queue, those, if you click those, you create a job. And this job, it runs every hour on weekdays. This last one, verify changes done automatically. This one runs all the time automatically. But the first two, it's you create a job that you can change. So if you want it to be more often or less often, you can change that. So what can you do with these? Well, verify with job queue. When you're in the approval status, you click on the verify button. If you click this one, this will do that for you. If you click on verify and post with job queue, then if no changes have been made on the web by the user, then this will verify the document and then it will post the document automatically. So you don't have to do those processes. But that is only if it's no changes that's made on the web by the approvers. If there's changes made, then you will have to look at and approve at those before. And then verify changes done automatically. what it does is that if there's no changes on the web by your users, then the document will automatically be set and marked as ready to be posted as status. So then you don't need to do that manually to verify the document, that is. So then this check will do that automatically for you. So the first two, you create jobs, and the second one, or the third one here, it runs all the time. And also, there is some more information behind the settings. So if you want, for example, in the escalation part and the background processing to see if it fits your way of working, you can contact the support, or you can look at our manual for more information. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. So let's look at some other things that's related to the approval status. For example, comments in Business Central. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. So for example, if your approvers are rejecting a document or forwarding it and so on, they need to write a comment, and the comment needs to be at least 2 words. If they write a comment, then it will end up on the line in Business Central, so it will not be in the discussion panel. What's good to know here is that if you would restart the route of the document or the route of the document, then this comment disappears. Also, if you would delete it and write something else, it disappears. So that's good to know. It's better to use the chat on the web then, and the discussion panel in BC for you guys, because those comments are saved. You cannot delete them, and it follows the document all the way through, even if you would restart it. So where can you see if a comment has been posted? To the left here, you have a picture of the front page, the home page. You can set up a setting on your user card that shows that you have a new comment on the first page when you log in. You can also go to ExFlow history, and then under there you have ExFlow chat notifications. And there you can see the messages. You can respond directly there, and you can also see all of the information of, for example, if it's an invoice, you can see all of the information there, and you can see the PDF of the invoice there as well. And then, as I said earlier, you can add columns in approval status that indicates like that you have a comment on approval line or a comment in the discussion panel. So you can see that smoothly there. Some of you are using Navision. So this is, for example, in ExFlow 541. So if someone would write a comment on the line if they are rejecting a document, then you will also get it on the same place as in Business Central. And it's the same thing here. If you're restarting the document, the comment will go away. It will be deleted. So it's better to use the other function, which is this one. So your users can write the comments in this page on the web. And when they write the comment, they need to remember to click on save, otherwise it will not be saved. And then you will get it in approver comments down under the fact box in Navision. This is in the later versions of Navision, so in the earlier versions it look a little bit different. And also same here, you can add columns in approval status, so you can see if it has approval line comments or approver comments, for example. Some other settings. You can create up something that we call escalation job. So let's say that we have a scenario where you have an approver that is not approving documents. And in such case, you can configure this setting. You can set it up in the approval group, or you can set it up under ExFlow setup under escalation. And what it does is that if it's not approved on the days that you set in this job, then the invoice, for example, then or document will escalate to the person that you have chosen. We will always pick, so if you set it up under ExFlow setup, then it's for everyone. But if you only want it for some users, then you use approval group. So if you set it for ExFlow setup, then it's for everyone. So if you only want it for a certain amount of people or groups, then you do it under approval group. And also we have more information about this in the manual. And then we have send email reminders for rejected documents. And you set this up under ExFlow email setup. And what it is that if someone is rejecting an invoice, credit, an order, for example, then you will send an email to the certain person or group that you have chosen. And you set up one job for each type of document here. So you set one up for order, you set one up for invoice credit, and so on. And then also, if you click on in approval status and you click on verify changes, if someone has made a change in the web, then you will get this window and you will see that it is changed. You can see the red down there, that is the change. You don't have to exit here to restart the document if you want it to, if the approval process should just continue, you can choose here under approvers, under the fact boxes, to restart the approval process from that approver or all. And when you do this, you will also get a message on the screen saying, hey, write a message here in the discussion panel. And that message will follow the document in the discussion panel in BC, and it will follow to the chat in the web. And also here, you could add columns. For example, rejected lines exist and lines on hold exist. And then you can use the filter function, for example, if you want to search out and only see those.